On December 19th, a tool that literally millions of us use for work every single day just went silent. Now, it was only for about an hour, but in our super connected world, 60 minutes can feel like an absolute eternity. So let's break down what actually happened during that Microsoft Teams outage.
Just imagine this for a second. You're trying to send a really important message to your team. You hit enter, and nothing. You see that little spinning icon of doom? You try again. Still nothing. You look around your channels and it's just quiet. A little too quiet. For a minute you think, is it just me? Is my internet down? But then the realization hits. The digital heartbeat of your entire workday has just stopped.
Well, that whole frustrating scenario, that wasn't just a hypothetical. It was the reality for thousands and thousands of people all across the globe. Microsoft Teams, one of the biggest communication platforms on the entire planet, to suddenly hit a brick wall. Okay, so let's dig into how this whole thing started. What did this sudden silence actually look and feel like for all the people right in the middle of their workday? Yeah, this was not some minor bug. The problem was global, hitting major business centers in the US and Europe pretty hard. And it wasn't some obscure feature that broke, it was the main event, sending messages that was completely failing. And it didn't matter if you were on your desktop or your phone. Teams was basically down everywhere.
So, when you have a global problem, you need a seriously rapid response. How did this whole hour-long event actually play out? Well, this timeline gives us a really clear picture of how things went down, from the very first reports to the full recovery.
It all kicks off right around 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's when the first real signs of trouble started bubbling up. Then, only about 30 minutes later, you see Microsoft jump on social media to confirm, yep, we see it. And then, and this is the amazing part, just as quickly as it started, by 3:30 p.m. ET, it's over. The entire incident, from beginning to end, was all wrapped up in just 1 hour.
You know, in any kind of crisis, communication is absolutely everything. How a massive company like Microsoft talks about a failure is almost as important as how they actually go about fixing it.
And they didn't try to hide or anything. By immediately posting on a public platform like X, they got the word out super fast and transparently. It was basically their way of telling everyone, hey, we see it and we are on it.
Let's look at the actual language they used here. First, they confirmed what everyone was experiencing, those messaging delays. But then they shared this really crucial little detail. We're observing recovery in our telemetry. Now, for anyone who knows the lingo, that's code. It means their internal monitoring was already showing signs that a fix was working, which gave a ton of reassurance that a solution was coming and fast.
And now for the good news, right? The story doesn't end with the problem. It ends with the solution. And in this case, that solution came unbelievably quickly.
Just 60 minutes. From the first user complaints to a complete global recovery. I mean, that is an incredibly fast turnaround for a service of this size and scale. It really says a lot about the resilience that's built into these modern cloud systems. And because it was fixed so fast, what could have been a totally catastrophic afternoon for businesses all over the world, well, it became more like a brief, really frustrating coffee break. The key here is that the disruption was contained.
So you might be thinking, okay, it was a short problem, it got fixed fast. Why are we even doing a whole explainer on it? Well, it's because this single 1-hour event actually tells us some incredibly important things about our modern work lives.
This 1 hour really shines a light on 4 key things. First, just how deeply dependent we are on these platforms. When one goes down, work can just grind to a halt. Second, the cost. Even a short outage really hurts productivity. Third, the response. This was a masterclass in fast, clear crisis communication. And finally, resilience. It's a real testament to modern cloud infrastructure that something so huge can be fixed so quickly.
And all of that really leaves us with one final thought. We saw just how fast a major service can recover, which is great, but we also saw how quickly it can fail in the first place. It really makes you think, if that digital heartbeat of your workday stops, even for just an hour, what's your plan B?